Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, it's going to be a story time episode. I'm going to be talking about why recently I had to ban and block a fan because, they was overall being toxic in my streams. And it's weird because they follow other streamers that I've like shouted out or I'm in their streams frequently. They act perfectly fine in their streams. They come to my streams and they always want to say some like offensive stuff. And I'm like, I don't get that, and I don't understand why you do that. But that's not going to drag on to when my streams really start blowing up, and then you're offending literally everybody else in the streams that's joining, like new followers and everybody else. And they feel like that they're not welcome to my streams, and so they stop showing up. So I'm like, okay, it's either get rid of this questionable fan or get rid of millions and millions of potential fans. Yeah, I think that questionable fan is you're gonna get banned and blocked, especially if you're carrying on the way that he was carrying on. But and the weird thing about it is that it started off like it even started out weird, but it was like a weird that I was used to. Like I'm used to this. But for it to drag on for as long as it did, I'm like, nah, like it was just weird interactions after weird interactions after weird interactions. So yeah, I'll be pretty much talking about this whole situation between me and this questionable fan from beginning to end. And I know people are gonna be trying to think like, oh, TMossBoss is probably lying. TMossBoss is probably literally. I have witnesses that was a part of the streams that he was a part of, and was like having it where people was messaging me afterwards, asking me, "Hey, are you okay?" Like after me and him then got into some like heated argument because he had said some offensive stuff. But no, like, and the three things that I will be talking on, I'm like, it happened. So I'm like, that's not something that you could just deny. Like, nah, you said these things. So I'm saying, like, my thing is this. I'm just more so, prepared for if he does decide to come out and tell his story. I'm like, you literally, it's going to be identical story. But I still feel like that even if he, if or when he does, whenever, people are, going to take his side and be like, oh, I'm sorry this happened to you, whatever. But I don't know. I really don't know what the situation, how it's going to go down. But anyway, so starting all the way from the beginning. Now, when he joined, he did tell me something that was like, all right, like, the trust in you being a fan, I don't know. But anyways, but that's the thing. I'm like, I've always had like, positive interactions with people that, they tell me these things. But no, so when he very first joined, I think we were just having a casual conversation, but then he did at some point in time tell me that he used to be a fan of Just a Robot. Or it was somebody that made hate videos about me, but regardless, he was a fan of, somebody that made hate videos about me. So I didn't think anything of it because, there's been other times where people have told me that same thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, all right. I'm not expecting you to, you ain't got to be a fan of me. I just, overall just wanted people to respect my platforms. Like, that's all that I was overall talking on. Like, stop coming to my platforms like, arguing with my fans because they like watching my videos or arguing with me or whatever. It's just, just have a respect for a person's platform. That's all that I ever wanted. But they are on that dumb stuff where like, oh no, you gotta earn my respect. No, if you go into somebody's house, you ain't gonna tell them they gotta earn your respect. No, you respect their household, you respect their platforms, social media accounts, whatever it is. I don't care how public or how whatever, like they want to come up with so many different excuses. It's like, nah, have respect for a person's like domain, their area in life or wherever. But nah, for some reason, this questionable fan, he wasn't like that. But it's at the start, it was like, it was whatever. But so he did tell me that he used to be a fan of some people that made hate videos about me. Didn't think twice of it. Heard it before. And then after that, all he wanted to do was just talk on like the hate and how all that stuff had happened. And I'm like, fam, like, if you were a fan of those guys, like, I would imagine that you seen how the whole thing went down. I don't know why I gotta go over it again. Like, it, that just don't make any sense to me. So I told him that. I was like, hey, look, we ain't gotta like talk on the hate every single time like you join my streams. Like, we can talk on some other stuff. Like, I'm saying I'm playing a video game that literally ain't got nothing to do with this, so let's talk about the video game. So about freaking music, movies, TV shows, books. Like, I don't care what it is, but I'm like, why do we have to talk on this every single time you join my stream? Like, I could be, somebody else can be in my streams, right? We can be talking about whatever. We could be talking about WWE, right? We could be saying like, oh yeah, like it's crazy, all these wrestlers getting fired and all that stuff. Oh, that wrestling match was so dope. Like, I never forget that match. Oh yeah, I've been to a few wrestling shows and all that. He comes up out of nowhere. Hey, remember when Just a Robot made that video about you? And I'm like, you know, because when I overall stream or I'm doing videos, like, I always consider, more so when I stream, I always consider it like an area just me and a group of friends just, you know, sitting around just chatting and stuff. Like, I don't really, you know, like, I don't know why that, like, that incident, or not incident, but I just don't know why he just came through, like, out of nowhere like that. It was just confusing and weird. And so I'm saying, like, I'm having a conversation with, like, you ain't gotta, like, chime in on that conversation. I'm like, I'm not expecting everybody to be a fan of the WWE or wrestling in my streams, but I'm just saying, like, that's just kind of odd that you just come through, because I'm like, I think everybody that, you know, that's a fan of me, you've heard me say this before, where I'm like, you know, my streams is like that lunchroom table of just a group of friends, you know, just hanging out. So I'm saying, like, if it's some stuff like that where, yeah, if a friend did that, I would just be looking at them like, you know, weirdly, like, what, yeah, we were all there. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, you know, we were all there, we all seen it, why does it have to be brought up again, you know? So, but, that overall what would happen. So there was a day where we were talking about it, and I just got tired of it, and I was just like, hey, look, we ain't gotta talk about the hate every single time you join my stream. Like, we can talk about literally anything else in the world. And so he respected that, apologized for, you know, talking on the hate, and I was like, nah, it's chill. It's like, we just ain't gotta talk on that all the time. Let's talk on something else. And so then it just got even weirder. And so he went from like, oh, let me, you know, ask him questions about hate, to just flat out asking him some old weird questions that don't even make any sense. So once again, another scenario. I could be sitting down talking about latest movie that came out. Let's talk, like, all right, so it'd be that movie, King Richard. So let's, you know, I'm not saying like, you know, this particular question that he asked me happened a while ago, but I'm just saying, like, using King Richard as an example. So me and somebody in the stream will be talking about that movie, right? Like, oh yeah, Will Smith killed it. He always be killing in these serious roles. Oh, I thought that whole movie was good. Like, you know, the tennis scenes, all that stuff, they were all good. This questionable fan comes up out of nowhere. Hey, TMossBoss, real quick, how many stories is your house? What kind of off-the-wall question is that? Like, we're not even talking on houses. We're literally talking on the biopic of Serena Williams, Venus Williams, her family, the dad, all of that. Like, what does that have to do with what I'm talking on? Even if, my thing is this, even if it, like, the conversation, like, if I'm talking on, like, something that's, like, you know, similar to houses and stuff, what kind of weird... I found that question very questionable. Like, that question just seemed like so off the wall and weird. But no, there was a time I'm sitting down talking with some other fans. He just comes up out of nowhere and he's just like, hey, TMossBoss, how many stories is your house? So I'm kind of found that, like, odd. I'm like, well, that's a weird question. Why would you ask me that? Why do you even need to know that in the first place? Because when I hear, like, some old weird off-the-wall questions like that, that makes me assume, like, you're trying to figure out what kind of house that I live in, or, you know, whatever. So I had shut that down. I said, nah, don't ask me no weird questions like that, like, you know, about my living conditions or whatever. Like, you know, you don't need to know that. And he's trying to defend it like, well, I didn't find it weird. I'm like, okay, well, I did. You know, you might be okay with people asking you some weird questions like that. I'm not. I don't want to tell nobody, especially some random person on the internet, I don't know you. I don't even know my own fans. So I'm saying, like, even if it's a fan of mine, like, and the crazy thing about it is, like, I've had it where numerous people have came through on my streams, came through in my YouTube videos, social media, wherever. I've never had it where anybody have asked me, how many stories is my house? Why do you need to know that information? Like, I can understand, like, if you're a friend of mine and you're trying to figure out what kind of house do I live in, and you're seeing a bunch of different types of houses, and you're all like, oh, well, which house? And I tell you, okay, that makes sense. You're a random person. I don't know you. You do not need to know that information. So, yeah, but he was trying to defend it. Like, I'm like, bro, there's no defense towards it. It's a weird question. Like, respect that and move on. So I'm like, don't ask me weird questions like that. You don't need to know how many stories a person's house is. So, and yeah, overall, I ain't gonna tell him some stuff like that. I'm like, nah, it was, and I think people are gonna probably be thinking like, oh, you're probably treating him this way because he said he used to be a fan of the people that you had beef and problems with, bro. There are people that I talk to till this day that used to be a fan of the people that I beef with, and me and that person is cool. So I'm saying, like, I'm even cool with the person that I had beef and problems with. Like, where we were making videos back and forth on each other. So I'm saying, like, I'm chilled with people if they're chilled with me. But if you're going to be asking me some old weird questions, I'm going to look at you as a weird person. They have nothing to do from, like, where he came from, who he is, whatever. But I'm like, that, that type of stuff, that's just weird. That makes no sense. And so I can't remember what our first, like, because we got into like a few arguments like throughout my streams. And I can't remember what the first argument was, but I do remember, like, overall, like, I didn't feel like streaming anymore. Like, not quit streaming, but just that night. Like, I was like, hey, yo, I'm just going to end this stream because, like, we're out here getting into an argument. I can't remember what it was about, but it was over some stuff. And I was like, questionable or offensive, or probably him asking me a weird question or something. I don't know. But anyways, no, I remember there was like one of the first few times we did get into it. I just stopped streaming and was all like, you know what? Nah, like, it's just, I don't get why you got to come to my streams being weird. Like, I just don't understand that. But no, so this was the one that, like, all right, so this was the time where I really did not trust them anymore. Like, that, I think I remember the first argument I did, like, lose trust in them and stuff. But it was when we had an argument about whether it's racist or not to turn somebody down for the color of their skin. Because, and my thing is this, I have talked on this situation numerous times where a girl had rejected me because of me being black. And yeah, I'm like, that's something where I'm like, hey, I don't know if he saw that. And then he just was like, oh, let me, annoy TMossBoss or whatever. But when you, and once again, just super random. Well, actually, no, I think we were talking on relationships. So, correction. So, no, we were talking on, like, relationships and all of that. But what he said was overall random. It wasn't like we were talking on, like, races or whatever. Like, we were just overall, like, like, it was me and some other, like, fans and other people that was in the streams. We were just kind of giving each other, like, relationship advice on things. And he just came up out of nowhere and was all like, I don't know if this is racist or not, but I would turn somebody down for the color of their skin. And I'm like, that's racist. And he's like, well, I don't think it's racist, because, and he's like trying to give me reasons. And I'm like, there's no legitimate reason on that. It is racist. You tell somebody that you can't date them simply for the color of their skin, that is racist. And it's funny because there's this movie, it's this old, like, 50s, 60s movies called Imitation of Life. And there was this girl, she was black, but I think she was just portraying to be a black person, but she was really white. Who knows? The girl might have been actually black all this time, but I don't know. But anyways, there was a scene in there where a guy had beat her up, like, because she came out and told the guy, like, hey, I'm black. And the guy got mad and just started beating on her. In the movie, throughout the whole movie, you can look at that movie and just be like, oh yeah, some racist stuff is going to happen. You mean to tell me that's not racism? That's not racist? Oh, I can't date you. You're black. You're this, you're that. I'm like, no, that is racist. My thing is this, and it's funny because I know I can go out and portray that, because that's actually what I want to do one day, is go out and turn that into like a real life situation. Like, well, not like actually make it actually happen to people, but just kind of like portray it or act it out. Act it out where I'm like in a Starbucks or act perfect. Just like that TV show, What Would You Do? Like, if for those that sat down and watched that TV show. But anyways, for those that didn't, so that TV show was like, they'll have it where some, people would be in, like, inside of a cafe or a restaurant, whatever. And then like the mom is, so they're all like, so not every, so like the people that they're like recording their reactions are like real people, but they'll like hire some actors to just be like, oh, okay, you know, stage like a fight, but say some like crazy stuff. Or they'll like get like a kid actor and just be like, all right, like, you know, don't actually slap, but like, you know, kind of do like a little fake like wrestling slap to the kid or something, like push his face down and like rub his face in the ground. Okay, they don't do all that, but I'm just saying, like, they overall do that just to see like what other people would do, see if they'll jump in and be like, hey, stop pushing that kid's face in the ground or something. But no, I promise y'all, I am going to turn that into a video just so I can see other people's reactions, because I want people to hear that. I really want people to hear that and just see how that whole thing goes down. So it's either gonna be a Red Lobster's or a Starbucks somewhere, but I'm like, oh bro, I can't wait to do that video. I just got overall contact some friends, or I don't know, just probably, yeah, go all out and hire some actors and stuff and see how that goes down with them. But then, yeah, just me walking out of the back of a Starbucks being all like, hi, I'm the host, TMossBoss. So, but no, anyways, he's trying to sit down and explain it to me, like, why it's not racist. And so that's why I had got him caught up, because I'm like, okay, so let's say if somebody says that they can't be friends with you because of the color of your skin or because of who you are, and he's like, oh, well, that's racist. I was like, bro, my brain is about to just literally pull a gun out and just shoot itself. Because I'm like, that makes no sense. A friend like literally somebody that wants to be your friend, or you know, or you wanting to be somebody's friend, and then they say, oh, I can't be friends with you because of the color of your skin. That's different from a relationship aspect. I'm like, bro, stop talking. I'm like, just overall, stop talking. Like, cause that, you just dug yourself a hole and it makes no sense. That, I just stop. All right, just stop. So we got into it about that. Now, they didn't reach out to me on that. It was with this other argument that we got into, because at that point, I didn't really care, like, that he was, like, saying it to me. But it was with other people. That's when I had started getting loud with him, and that's when I had got like annoyed, because I'm very like defensive when it comes to, you know, my friends and other fans and stuff, because I'm like, you have no reason being disrespectful to them at all, period. I don't care what they said to you. I don't care what they did to you. You come to my streams, you're being respectful towards everybody, okay? Period. There ain't no, oh, well, I got it. No, my stream, my rules, all right? You ain't gonna go to nobody, so I ain't hearing it, alright? People wanna try to, like, you know, come up with excuses or reasons. Either that or you're getting banned and blocked. Now, I should have banned them and blocked them that day, but I was like, you know what? Maybe I was a little bit mad. Maybe I was a little bit upset. And I should have not gotten that upset. But I think if I wouldn't have gotten that upset, I probably would have banned and blocked them. So, it probably, well, I mean, I eventually did, you know, spoiler alert, yeah, I did eventually ban and block him and stuff, but no, like, it was, so, alright, so just getting straight into it. So there was a night where I was streaming, and, a friend of mine, this is a friend of mine from middle school, but, yeah, she, overall, like, you know, joins my stream, comes through, says what's up, we just be having some, you know, just overall, like, conversations about life, just, like, random conversations, you know? So, I think we were talking on our jobs, and then cause she has like a really good job, and I was like, fam, you gonna be making bank one day. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if you was like a millionaire, like, you know, just rising through the ranks at your job. And then she was saying the same about me and YouTube and stuff. And I think that's what it was. Like, either one of us has said, like, you know, we're future millionaires. This questionable fan, quote unquote, like, it went from questionable to quote unquote fan. But no, he just chimes in and he was all like, sorry if this comes off as rude or something like that. He was all like, I don't think you guys are, gonna be millionaires. So I don't think I seen it initially when he left that comment, but no, it was, this friend I went to school with, she messaged me. So my phone had like started going off, and, I'm looking, she's like, hey, yo, what's this dude's deal? So then I looked to see what he had said. And then once I read it out loud, I was all like, bro, that's discouraging. Don't say no stuff like that in my streams. Like, you don't know what our lives are going to be like. So it's like, nah, don't. That's it. That's your, like, final warning on that. Do not say no more, like, you know, stuff like that. And so he's trying to, once again, defend it. I'm like, there's no defense in that. Do not come to my streams being disrespectful to people that you don't even know. Period. All right? Like, that ain't even up for a discussion, argument, or nothing. You're coming to my streams. It's one thing if we're in your streams, but no, you're in my streams telling me, like, oh, this is what I feel about or how. No, I'm not hearing it. If you say some discouraging stuff and he's trying to say it's not discouraging, I'm like, no, you got it where myself, this other friend, then there was another person that was there. I remember it was a few people that did, like, chime in, and like, they was just either lurking or whatever. And yeah, they were saying, like, no, that's discouraging. Like, you don't join somebody's streams, or just regardless, whatever it is, whether it's IRL or in a stream, you don't tell somebody, oh, you're not going to achieve this because you don't think it's realistic. And then he went on to say, and I was like, man, you're having a moment right now. I think that's what it is, or that's the problem. You're just having like a straight up like a brainless moment. Because he goes on to say, there's not anybody in this world that has $1 million in their bank account. And that's why I'm like, man, because that kind of hurts. I'm like, so what happens when somebody gets like a $1 million check, or when somebody wins the lotto? Just, you know, some simple stuff like that. Or go to a musician that's getting literally millions of monthly listeners. How much money are they going to usually have in their bank account? Or even the CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. Literally billionaires. Like, okay, yeah, there's nobody in this world that has $1 million in their bank account, because they're either broke and have no money, or they're a billionaire. But I'm like, I don't even, like, where did that even come from? I'm saying, like, you have to realize that that's disrespectful. Like, that shouldn't have had required me to tell you that. No, that is disrespectful. So I'm saying, like, I started getting loud with him. I started, you know, just overall telling him, like, hey, yo, just don't say nothing else. Like, I think I either said that, I was just like, just stop talking or whatever. And then he stopped, but then he reached out to me like either the next day or the next time I was streaming. Yeah, because it was at night. So I think it was like the next stream, which was like that same morning. Because it was like, so these are like my streaming hours. I would stream from like 11 a.m. like, or, you know, maybe a little bit later, depending on like if I go out and do something, then or if I'm just hanging out with my family, then. But if I'm not doing that, I usually would stream at 11 a.m. and then I would stream once again at night at like 11:30 p.m. and then it'll lead into like, you know, maybe like 1 a.m. 2 a.m. It's definitely gonna be past midnight and stuff. So but yeah, I was just, I think it was the next stream that he came through and apologized, and I told him, I'm like, look, like, if you know that stuff's gonna be disrespectful, like, don't say it, okay? Like, that's just do not say it. He's like, well, I don't know when things is gonna be disrespectful. You know, that's not something where a person has to keep constantly telling you when something is disrespectful. You should sit down, have a meeting with yourself, and think, hey, is this gonna be disrespectful? No? Alright, then I'm gonna say it. Yes? Okay, then I won't say it. It shouldn't. My thing is this. I'm not going to go. It doesn't even matter what the situation is. I will never, okay, especially to some random people that I don't even know, or a streamer or whoever. You know, I'm not going to go up to them and just say some disrespect. They all talking about their dreams or whatever. Somebody's all like, oh, I want to be president of the United States. I'm like, hey, yo, be president of the United States. I don't care how long it takes. Study for that stuff. Go to college, whatever you need to do. Study politics. But do it. But I'm not going to go and tell somebody, like, my thing is this, I'm not going to be a dream killer. That's one thing about me, streams, videos, whatever it is, I'm not going to be a dream killer. So I'm saying, like, that's literally what you're doing right now. I'm like, I don't get that. Like, you know, that's something where it's like, okay, you should obviously know that. And I'm like, that's just something I'm like, nah, it shouldn't have to, you know, take people to tell you like when something's disrespectful. Like, nah, you either lack in social skills or something, but that's not normal. All right. But no, it was after I had ended that stream, because I think I did stream for a little bit longer. It's still the same stream when he said like the, you know, discouraging like dream killing stuff. But no, because I got loud, I was getting annoyed and things, and yeah, people, they were messaging me afterwards asking me, was I okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, are you guys okay? I don't care when people say that type of stuff with me. I'm like, okay, it's like, and what do you got planned in your life? Like, if it probably wouldn't have been nobody else there, and that would just been me and him, I probably would have said some rude and disrespectful stuff back. But it was like, I just get, defensive when it's with my friends and, just like fans and stuff. Like, I try to make it a safe environment for them. So I'm saying, like, you got people out there saying things like that. I'm like, I ain't trying to have it where, like, oh, they feel like that they're no longer welcome to my streams because he's here and he's going to say some discouraging or disrespectful stuff. So, like, no, I'm not with that. So, anyways, I think after that, like, we did kind of, well, there was times where I had to, like, correct them and be like, hey, yo, like, don't talk on that. Like, just drop it. Like, leave it alone. And then it led up to the last interaction that we had. So, it started off like cool, and then it just pretty much took a turn for the worse. And I don't know if I've posted that stream already, or if I think I might have posted that stream already. And then so if you guys want to, you have to go to my gaming channel and just go through like the last few or not, maybe not last few. When did that? It happened, I think, was it last month? It was definitely last month, so I don't know. It was a stream of me playing Forza Horizon 5, but I've been posting a lot of streams recently of me playing Forza Horizon 5, but if you do have the time to go find that stream, then yeah, and last, like, all the streams have been like over an hour and stuff, so it's definitely gonna take some time. I don't know, maybe I should have like clipped it and then, saved it for, like posted it somewhere and things, but I wasn't thinking. So, but anyways, so the last interaction that we had, so he joins my stream, just like treating it as a normal situation. So I'm playing Forza. He comes through, tells me that a friend of his is coming in from out of town and is going to be visiting him for the holidays. So I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool, man. It's like always good to, have some friends, family, whoever. It's always good to have some people over for the holidays and stuff. So this is when it kind of started taking a turn for the worse, because then he started talking about the friend's little brother. Now, here's the thing. One of my closest friends in my life, he's pretty much like a brother to me. But this particular friend in my life, he has a little brother. I don't care, like, where I'm at. My thing is this. I will say things, if I am going to talk about his little brother, it's stuff that I know that I can say to my friend's face. So, alright, there was a time I remember me and his little brother was playing a wrestling game, and he got mad. Literally, the friend, the friend that's like a brother to me, he was there. He saw the whole thing go down. So he saw when I was like beating him in a video game and was laughing and all that other stuff and cracking jokes. We were all there for that. We was all laughing about that. So my thing is this. I have respect for his brother. Like me and his brother, we may not be close. We may not be the best of friends or anything. We don't really have like no interactions at all. But I have nothing but respect for his little brother. And I'm like, there would never be a time where I would say some disrespectful things about him. It is nothing but respect. Even it's like, and that's why I'm like, even it's like random people, I have nothing but respect for them. But him, his family, friends, whoever it is, okay? Including people that I just randomly come across. But he comes through. This, fan, he comes through, starts talking about his friend, holidays, blah, 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 then start talking on his little brother. And then I'm like, okay, it's kind of weird. You just randomly start talking about his little brother and, he ain't really there to defend his brother. Because I'm like, I don't know. My thing is this. He does that frequently where he'll talk about other people. And I'll have to correct them and be like, hey, yo, you don't know if those people want you to be all out telling their personal business and stuff. So I'm saying he was doing that with another friend. He came through on like multiple occasions and was talking about this one friend. I guess like he robbed his parents or some stuff. Like, I'm like, bro, I don't need to know all of that. Like, I don't even know that friend like that. Like, we're not even talking on those stuff where it's like robberies or anything else. I'm not even playing. Bro, I would legit be playing like, Forza. I'll be playing a game where it's like, it's a kid's game. It ain't got nothing to do with robberies or anything. He legit will see me driving a Corvette and just be like, I just randomly got the idea to start talking about like, my friend that likes to steal from his parents. Bro, alright, here's the thing. I'm not trying to be rude, but who asked? Who cares? I'm like, that is between your friend and his family. They ain't got nothing to do with us, alright? So I'm saying, like, if we're talking on that type of stuff, okay, then we're talking on it. He just jumps right into it. And I'm like, bro, I don't know where this even came from. But anyways, so, talking on his, him talking about his friend's little brother. So he starts saying how his, like, friend's little brother acts like a thug. and how, you know, he uses a lot of slang. Oh yeah, then I remember that was another thing that that was like a little mini argument. It was like an honorable mention, but no, there was a time where we got into it. We got into it because he was saying how people that don't talk, like he said, like people that uses slang, they're not proper. He was overall trying to like say some discouraging stuff about people that use slang. Like, I don't know if he was saying they're not, overall trying to say they're not smart or whatever, but I'm like, look, there's people out there that, you know, in your definition of proper, they're not all that proper, or they're not all that, you know, intelligent or whatever. And there's people that do use slang, and they're some of the most intelligent people in this whole world. I'm saying, like, look at freaking Samuel Jackson. There's people that have a more proper vocabulary than Samuel Jackson, but look who's starring in every Marvel movie that came out in the recent years. I'm saying, like, sometimes talking with slang works. So, but no, he was trying to, like, you know, bring that up, making it seem like that's a bad thing. And I'm like, it's not a bad thing if somebody uses slang. That's how that person talks. That's how that person talks. So this is when I had to shut down the conversation, because then he starts saying, like, oh, how black people act on TV. And I'm like, what black people are you watching on TV where it's like they have, because he was trying to say, like, all black people on TV have Southern accents. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Barack Obama has a Southern accent? I'm like, I'm like, and what, Barack Obama, isn't he from Chicago? Or no, Michelle Obama. I know Michelle Obama is from Chicago. But I'm trying to think, like, where's some Idris Elba? He talks with a Southern accent? The man's from the UK. What are you talking about? And so I was like, no, I started asking them now. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do. I'm like, no. I'm like, stop talking on that. Like, no more. Like, that's it. Like, you're done on that conversation and stuff. So this is where then I was like, no, I gotta ban this guy. Like, I gotta legit just block him, because when I say that you're done talking on something, like, no, you're done. Like, it's over with. Like, you ain't got nothing else to say on that. You're done. It's over. So he starts back up again, and he's all like, he says some more stuff about it. Then he was like, now I'm done. It's that part. Like, I don't care what he said previously before, but it's the part where he was like, now I'm done. No, you're done when I say that you're done. You don't just be in my streams talking about, oh, I'm going to be done whenever I feel like it. No, you're done when I say that you're done. So after that, I kept the conversation short, wasn't really talking with him. I realized he was the only one there, so I ended the stream. Messaged a friend of mine, told them what had happened. They was like, this guy has issues. You got to just ban and block him. I was like, you know what? That sounds like the best. And this friend had told me numerous times, like, ban and block this guy. Because every time when we would get into it, I would run to this friend. And I'm like, I find myself running to this friend a lot. And I really don't want to be that person where I'm like, you know, giving them a play-by-play of like what's going on with me and this, like, quote-unquote fan. So, yeah, I overall got to, you know, make a decision right now. And yeah, right before I went to sleep, I banned and blocked him on social media. Cause yeah, he followed me on Instagram and Twitter, then also Twitch. And so yeah, I was like, banned him on Twitch, banned him on social media. I think I woke up that next morning and he created another account. He was trying to message me off of that. I banned that account too, because I'm like, I don't think you understand the meaning of ban like that, or block. Like, I don't want to have no conversations with you. Like, that's that and stuff. So, and then the crazy thing about it is, like, you know, because like there's other like, you know, streamers that me and him follows. He will be in their stream not having no weird conversations at all, and I'm sitting here trying to think, like, why do you come to my streams and you always want to be weird and offending people? Like, I don't get that. Like, and I'm saying, then that makes me think, like, bro, is you still a hater? Like, what's the issue with you right now? Like, I'm not understanding nothing. I'm like, this is so weird. And so, yeah, he goes in other people's streams, acts perfectly fine. Acts like just any other fan. Like, you know, honestly, if it wasn't for the names, and you didn't know, like, any of the people's names and stuff, and you just seen what they just overall said, like, bro, he can legit blend in. But in my streams, oh, he would stand out. He would 100% stand out. So, Anyways, yeah, I was like, I had to overall, like, just ban and block him because he was just being way too toxic in my streams. And I'm like, I can't have that. I can't have it where, people overall, like, like they're joining, like random people, they join and follow, and you said some offensive stuff. And I'm like, my thing is this: what would he have done if a bunch of black people was in my stream? Let's say there's like maybe 20, 30 black people that was in my stream. What would he have done? Like, you set yourself up for, like, virtual failure. Like, nah, bro. Like, you set yourself up for that one. So, yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, you gotta go, bro. Like, you can't be in my streams. And he doesn't say anything to me when we're in other people's streams, because there's a mutual streamer that we both follow. I've said stuff in there, in that person's streams. And yeah, he don't say, or he doesn't say anything. So I'm like, all right, cool, chill. I'm like, just don't say nothing to me. We could be okay, all right? So, but anyways, I'm not really looking for anybody to, like, try to give me, some sort of criticism, because I know there's going to be people out there like, oh, I got to give you criticism. I'm not looking for anybody's answers in this. I'm just overall telling a story. I feel like people are going to try to chime in and be like, well, maybe you should have sat down and talked. No. I've tried that, okay? I'm not going to sit if a person doesn't realize that you're being offensive, or, you're saying some, like, discouraging stuff in a person's stream, if it takes multiple people to tell you that, and you don't realize that yourself, you're going to get banned. You're going to get blocked. I'm saying that literally goes for anybody. If people out there are going to try to defend him, I'm like, y'all can defend him all you want. He's still going to be banned and blocked off of my streams. So go ahead. My thing is this: go ahead, make the videos, make the posts, make whatever. I don't care. You can make a whole another petition about me. I don't care. If people are going to be toxic and discouraging to others in my streams, you're getting banned. Period. So I'm saying, like, people can get mad all they want to over some stuff like that. I'm like, I don't care. Still gonna be banned. So, but anyways, yeah, that happened a while ago. That happened some weeks ago and stuff. And overall, I'm like, just now getting to it and things. But in the meantime, I will talk to you guys later. Just, my advice to everybody out there: if you got people that's being toxic in your streams, ban them. Like, don't, let it drag on for like how I let, this guy drag on. Like, nah, ban them. Day one of them being toxic, ban them. Don't give them no chances. Don't give them no strikers. I know I give people the 3 strike rules. He was definitely like on his 15, 16 strike in my stream. So, yeah, I'm like, just overall ban them. All right, so, but anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 38 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your next purchase. And make sure you use my supported creator code for Epic Games, TMossBoss. And yeah, in the meantime, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in today, and peace.